Hello, I'm Professor Jeffrey Robinson.
And I'm Professor Roger Debo.
And we're here to talk to you about the MBA Concentration in Technology Commercialization, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. We're going to share with you a few changes, talk to you about the two tracks that we have, and explain to you how you can have different kinds of primary or secondary concentrations. So, let me talk to you about a few of the changes. Some people know this concentration as the Entrepreneurship concentration. But we've added both technology commercialization and innovation at the request of many students who are interested in those topics as well. Some other changes that have taken place. We've modified some of the names of the courses that we have in our concentration. And so, for example, the Foundations of Entrepreneurship course is now called Opportunities, Identification, and Evaluation. I'll share more about that class with you in a few minutes. And then lastly, the concentration is also being modified because our MBA program is being modified. And in order to be in alignment with that, we are now able to offer both primary and secondary concentrations. If you're going to do a primary concentration with us, then you need to have 4 courses completed. If you're going to do a secondary concentration with us, then you have to complete 3 classes. And those classes are the ones that we're going to talk through here in both the tracks that we'll describe here in just a minute. So, we have 2 tracks inside of this concentration. Professor Debo is going to talk to you about the Technology, Entrepreneurship, and Commercialization track. I'll talk to you about the Innovation and Entrepreneurship track. Professor Debo?
Thank you. At the core of our courses is a belief that in order to learn entrepreneurship, you must be involved in it. It needs to be an apprenticeship. You have to roll up your sleeves and immerse yourself in the task of creating new companies and building a viable plan for launching a startup company. The 3 courses that we're going to talk about that are at the core of this concentration begins with Managing the Growth Ventures. This is a class where you will interact with real small companies in the area that have gone from being startups to transitioning into growth. You will identify challenges that they face. You will work with the CEOs and the CFOs in those organizations, and you will find solutions that will actually be implemented by those companies going forward. Once you complete that course, you'll begin building your own companies. In my concentration, you would take the Technology, Entrepreneurship, and Commercialization course in the fall, where you will meet master's and PhD STEM students who will be placed into teams with you to build real technology-based companies. We bring in discoveries from Rutgers, the Navy, from local inventors, and we use that intellectual property as the basis for creating a technology-based, high-growth company. During the first semester, you will go from translating the science into products and services that are targeting specific markets. You'll build a business model. In the second semester, you will go from that business model to a full-blown business plan with a pitch that you'll be giving to the public, including investors, at the end of the spring semester. Then with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Robinson here to explain the Innovation and Entrepreneurship track.
And so in the Innovation and Entrepreneurship track, we also start with the same Managing Growing Ventures course. Everybody starts with the same course, and you'll take that course with either Professor Baker or myself. The second course in this sequence is called Opportunity, Identification, and Evaluation. We used to call it Foundations of Entrepreneurship. And the major difference between this course and the Technology, Entrepreneurship, and Commercialization course is that instead of taking some of the intellectual property from Rutgers or the Navy or what have you, students in this class are bringing their own ideas, or they are identifying opportunities that they see and developing those into business models by the end of the course. You take that course in the fall. By the time you finish that one, you are in the same place as the Technology Commercialization course. And so we bring both classes back together again in the Business Models to Launch course, which you just heard about. so that by the end of the spring semester, the students have worked from the business model into the working company. And just as an example, I want to ask Professor Debo to talk about one of the teams that took their ideas from the course and took it into competition.
So as we said, we believe that entrepreneurship is best learned as an apprenticeship, which means real companies get started. Last year in our pilot program, we were fortunate enough to have one company compete successfully in the Department of Energy competition. They won $50,000 and are using that money to build their prototype in South Jersey as we speak. Every year we anticipate that coming from both of these tracks, companies will be created and launched. So this is an opportunity to gain experience in a safe environment with all the support you could possibly expect and set yourself up to become successful entrepreneurs throughout your career.
And that about sums it up. We hope that you've learned something about our MBA Concentration in Technology Commercialization, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. If you want further information, feel free to contact Professor Debo or myself, Professor Robinson, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you.